So now that we've told you how poorly a Kickstarter can go, here are the Kickstarters that we recommend you back for this week in our edition of Kickstarter Pickstarter. The first one I'm really excited about. And they've got a proven track record, these guys. This is from Tuesday Night Games, the guys who did 2 Rooms and a Boom. It is called Russian Roulette, World Championship Russian Roulette. And what's also interesting, so they're publishing it, but it actually comes from designer Anthony Birch, who some people will probably be familiar with for his work in video games, because he did he did a bunch of like internet comedy videos that you've probably seen. I don't know if you may remember them or not, but he also recently moved into.
Do you know what they were?
Like a bunch of there's this series called Hey Ash, What You Playing? And then that he does with his sister, and then he actually wrote Borderlands 2. And he's gone on to
nice.
and some other games. So now he works and this is his first game, I believe, that he's designed, board game, tabletop game.
We really need to get the video game, board game people together.
I know,
right?
this is a
the
big
content
step.
section is very good.
So the idea is it's Russian roulette. You have a bunch of cards that you have gun and bullet cards, and you are basically, everybody goes in real time. You're basically bidding on how many times you're going to pull the trigger. And you get more points for how many times you pull it, but obviously if you get a shot, you lose.
Is this a 6, like a regular
I believe
revolver?
so, yeah.
All right, I'm betting 6.
Well, here's the other thing. You can put in a cheating card, which is basically you don't load your gun. But if you do that, there's a phase where you get to accuse people of cheating, and if you call them out, then they lose points. But if you're wrong, then you take a bullet. So there's a bluffing element involved, and it all happens in real time. And you're supposed to, you hold your hand up to your head and flip your cards in sequence.
But you got to make noises too, right? You got to go click,
yeah,
click.
I guess so. I hope so. So it sounds like and then there's action cards you get, so you can do different things. Like you can peek at your deck and look at other people's cards and stuff like that. So it's Russian roulette. So there's some luck and bluffing, but then there's also these skill cards involved.
I can't help but think of from the Rugrats. There's like a moment when
there's Russian roulette on Rugrats.
In the show, apparently, Grandpa comes home and the mom goes like, "Oh, how's Jenny?" He's like, "Oh, I came back playing Russian roulette." And she goes, "Did you win?" And he goes, "You don't know how Russian roulette works, do you?"
Whoa, there's some dark stuff on that show.
Well, don't forget Lonely Space Vixens.
Of course, Lonely Space Vixens.
How much does this go for?
Russian roulette is only $25.
That's pretty nice.
Nice game, and we love 2 Rooms and a Boom. Tuesday Night Games, I think, knows how to pick them, and Anthony Birch is a cool guy. So to me, this is a no-brainer pick. I'm definitely going to back this one.
No-brainer.
You got it. This guy gets it. So check that one out. What's next?
All right, so my game is Heroes and Tricks. And what's cool about this one is designed so you never need a table.
Oh, I like it already.
Yeah, the entire game's designed so you can play like in a line, on a bench, in a restaurant, anywhere.
Huh, okay.
So the way it works is the box is actually part of it.
Okay.
Everyone gets a hand, and that's pretty much all the cards you're going to play with. And the hand is pretty much going to have a color, a symbol, and a number on it. Okay. So it'll be like a red card 5. Like the symbols are card, dice, meeple,
okay.
And like a card can be red or green. Like meeple can be orange or blue, like they fit in multiple colors and stuff. So it's not just the simple 4 colors. And the way it works is the first person will take a hero. There's going to be a little packet of heroes in the box, and put in the box with this little cutout. And it'll show that the hero is a orange meeple. And the goal of the game is you're going to put a card in, and you try to get the highest card value. Matching by color and symbol is the best. Then color, then symbol, then number.
Okay.
So if I see orange meeple, I'm gonna be like, okay, let's say if I didn't have any orange cards in hand, but I had like a 6 meeple, the green one, we'll say. I put that in, I pass it and put it covers the hero, so the box only shows 6 green meeple.
Okay.
I pass the box to you, so you see 6 green meeple. So you're like, okay, is he trying to go with the color green, or is he going with meeple, or is it? So then you have to take a card from your hand. And put that in there too.
So it's kind of like a game of telephone.
Sort of, but you're trying to get the better hand and stuff. But you also have artifacts and stuff in your hand, so you'd be like, okay, maybe what if you had like the 4 green meeple, and you're like, I can't beat number-wise, but I have something that gives me a +2 value. So you put that in behind your card.
Okay.
So then you'd tie, and you'd win the tie.
Interesting.
So it's a game about like trying to guess, judging by how other like the last card you saw played.
That sounds very interesting.
And then, so if you're in last, and since your hand, that you don't get any new cards from your hand, you might be like, I could play this big card, or maybe I should just play this small card and hope that the color's orange or something.
Huh. So I guess you can't cheat, but you.
Oh, you're not supposed to. No.
Right.
So it's a really fun,
Deduction.
Thank you. Game that's very simple. Just has this nice box, magnetic closing, like really nice.
Okay, that's cool.
And that you can see in just a simple bluffing game, and you can see how people have points and stuff. Like
well, the fact that you can play it standing up or wherever you are, that's really cool. And do you know how many players it goes to? Because it sounds like it might fit
four,
a lot.
if I
Only
recall.
4. Oh, okay.
It could be more, but it's like this big. It's a little bit bigger than deck box, almost like I'd say Star Realms size box.
Oh, wow, that's pretty good. So you could like put it in your pocket.
It looked really cool, and I know they actually got like artwork from like a guy who worked on Disney stuff too, and like other things. It looks really awesome. Definitely something to check out if you like those kind of things that you can take on the go.
And that one, it's only $20.
Yes.
So that sounds pretty good. That's I didn't know anything about it, but it sounds really fun.
Yeah.
It sounds like a great, simple kind of a micro. I guess you could call it a micro game. A little bit.
Depending how you define micro.
Yeah.
We've had this discussion, how some games we in our minds aren't micro.
That needs to be a whole topic. We might have had it already.
Probably.
Well, okay, so Heroes and Tricks. So far, I like both these games. Next one, I'm learning about them for the first time. Next one is Dueling Samurais. So this is a much bigger one. This is not a micro game by any stretch of the imagination.
And it's about European knights.
Yeah, it's a weird twist. No, it is about samurais, ancient Japan samurais, all this stuff, and a big board. Huge board, basically looks a little bit like Risk. You've got a map, you've got different territories and lines you can move between, and everybody has a castle and a bunch of different lords, I think they're called, different warriors. You have different people on the board to defend it, and you're trying to have the last castle standing or have the most points. And the first thing that stands out about the game is these gigantic miniatures, which that's kind of an oxymoron, but like they're crazy looking towers, and then they also
I saw a volcano, a tidal wave, a hurricane.
Yeah, there's natural disasters that can occur as you fight. So basically you're moving your guys into other people's territories and rolling dice to attack each other, but there's also a lot of different cards you can play to increase your
And it's not just simple fighting, if I recall. There's also like, depending on how you can host like sumo tournaments or something. Or
I don't know what that's about.
Like to sort of draw people away because everyone wants to watch that.
You can also bribe people, which is you roll a die and you have to hit a certain number, and then you can like actually take over their thing.
You can make them change sides.
Yeah, you can take their side, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, it looks like a very big, meaty game. With a lot of interesting pieces. And
pulled I haven't guessed, a lot from Japanese culture. Like these are actual people from
like
the history.
They each have, it's not just like generic token of a samurai, like they all have names.
No, it's not Bob.
Right.
It's like, Naga, I think is the way they say guy's name.
Probably.
But like another famous guys.
So it looks cool, and they, if you see the video, they show they've done a lot of testing with tournament play and stuff. The game's already funded, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it is definitely. It looks big, but it looks like if you like war games and territory control games, something to definitely look into. It goes for $66 US dollars, which is actually pretty good for a game this size.
Right.
I would say. I wouldn't be from looking at it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like $80 or $90.
Right.
And cool. And I like the way the pieces look, kind of. I don't want to say unprofessional because that's not what I mean, but it doesn't look like a Fantasy Flight. Like they kind of have this like more artistic, handmade quality to them.
Right.
I think that's what I want to say, which I think is cool. So that's Dueling Samurais. Check it out. And finally,
all right.
Not a
final
game.
one actually, it's not a game. It's from the E-Raptors. It's actually just boxes to hold stuff, which I thought were really cool because they actually had a lot of different ones for different sizes, for cards, for miniatures. And they actually had a bunch of prints, I think one was called a angel, something angel, and a fire demon and stuff that you could actually have on the cover. So you'd open this nice looking box you can open up, or if you just want a red one, a blue one.
And it looks like is there actual inserts?
Yeah, you could actually adjust it to fit whatever you need, and that kind of stuff I always think is cool. A nice looking one, especially if because I've always thought about this. Like, if you went to an X-wing tournament, how do they carry all their
right?
their ships? But now you can have like this nice, cool looking, not maybe like.
Yeah. Can you get like custom? Can you give them a thing? Maybe it's
I didn't see anything for custom pictures on cover, which would be awesome though, because then you could like, all right, here's Darth Vader.
Well, it'd be cool. Now we're just saying ideas that aren't in it. If there was like if it was just like a sleeve and you could like insert something in there, but you could just make that yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
You could put it.
But I think it's nice to have these nice cases to hold stuff, and particularly because we're only starting to see, I guess, in our own circle of games people have, we're only starting to see real, I think, heavy miniatures games sort of popping up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we're always. We like boxes.
We like nice storage systems.
Yeah, exactly. Because at a certain point, for a lot of
Which
games,
actually reminds me,
you want one.
and sort of unrelated note, that for example, Broken Token just released the Big Damn Box.
Right.
I believe is what it's
the
called.
Big Damn Crate
Crate
for Firefly, which looks amazing, but also is $160.
It is, but at the same time, well, the thing is, it's not just storage. It actually.
Right, you can like play the game from it. I know.
Which I know for some of my games, I'd be willing to pay that for a couple of these games on the shelf.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I might go 100 if it was really good, but 160.
Well,
if we played Firefly more, that's the problem.
No, like for example, if they made an Arkham Horror one,
right?
You mean I don't have to set up decks
They
anymore?
They got to be working on that.
There's too much stuff. But overall, we like it. It's very cool. It goes from $25 to $30, so I think that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, there's a couple
cases
different
that you can adjust.
sizes you can.
Yeah, like I said, there's small, there's medium and stuff. There's just for cards.
Look at that. Mm-hmm. So good Kickstarters, none of which hopefully will ever
have the issues we talked about before.
Right.